Good morning. Welcome to your weather hazard briefing for Saturday, the 14th of November. Probably waking up to some pretty gusty winds, and unfortunately, that's going to actually continue for the rest of the day here. So that is our main weather story for today. We're going to have those gusty winds continuing with gusts up to around 55 miles an hour. We saw that overnight, and that's going to persist here. So we're going to have areas of blowing and drifting snow in those areas that experienced snowfall yesterday. That will reduce your driving visibility if you encounter that blowing and drifting snow today. We are continuing some winter weather advisories, and we have added wind advisories for portions of southeast Idaho. Some snow showers are possible for the rest of the day in the mountain areas before the next area of moisture arrives already later tonight, and that will continue into tomorrow. Our satellite loop for early this morning shows that wave of moisture from yesterday moving out of the area, and already this next wave of energy coming in from the west. Our summary chart for the next 5 days here still shows our impacts primarily focused in the near-term period, and then a break. We do still see some chances of snow here and there on Monday and on Tuesday, but for the most part, we're going to have some decent weather on Monday and Tuesday with a warm-up forecast and changing over to chances of rain primarily for the early part of next week. But in the short term, we still do have snow and wind to contend with, so we still have minimal to moderate impacts across the board here, and continuing into primarily the southern highland areas and eastern Idaho areas for chances of snow for tomorrow. Let's talk about our wind speeds. What are our forecasts for winds this morning and for the rest of the day here? So notice our winds in yellow and orange, and even we're showing areas of red, which is greater than 40 miles an hour forecast. This is our sustained wind forecast. Now, when we go to the gusts, those are even more impressive for a forecast gust this morning. So these dark reds are the 50 to 55 mile an hour gust forecast. So you see that it's a decently sized area here across the Pocatello, Blackfoot, American Falls area, even down to Sweetser Summit. Forecasts of some pretty strong winds here, and of course we see some strong winds on the mountaintops through the Central Mountains and along Island Park, Monida Pass area, and in the Tetons as well. Wind speeds this afternoon are still pretty elevated. They're pretty similar to what we're experiencing this morning. Maybe a couple notches lower, but we're still out of the west at about 35 to 40 miles an hour, and similar gust around 50 to 55 miles an hour. A couple areas a little bit higher even. Winds will start to improve by the evening hours, so we are much better looking for sustained winds by this evening. Just some areas a little higher in the 25 or so mile an hour range across the INL and Arco Desert. Okay, so let's talk about our precip event later this evening and into tomorrow. Now we'll have some scattered light showers throughout the day today, but it won't be accumulating to a whole lot. But did want to talk about the progression of the next moisture event coming in tonight and through tomorrow. So see the arrival of the snow not until later this evening, 5 p.m.-ish or so, and then it progresses to the east as it generally always does. This will be an overnight event into tomorrow, and then you see this band tracking pretty quickly off to the south and east, and then starting to dissipate there tomorrow evening in the southeast portion of our state. Also notice the greens again. We do still see an area of forecast rain across the eastern Magic Valley, Burley Twin Falls area. So our snowfall amounts before this event occurs are primarily focused in the Sawtooth, maybe a little bit of snow accumulating in the Stanley area, and some snow accumulating in Driggs and the Teton areas, and of course the Immigration Summit will get a couple of inches as well, but otherwise we're talking less than an inch, if if any, does happen to fall with any of those light showers. But for the main event here, with that loop that we showed you here, here's what we are forecasting for snowfall totals. So we're looking a decent 8+ inches in the central mountains, those western facing slopes of the Sawtooth. And we got 6 to 8 forecast in Island Park, similar amounts in Driggs and Ashton Hill area, and we got about 2 inches or so in Rexburg and Idaho Falls, and similar forecasts as we head toward the Caribou Highlands here. So we'll be watching this system pretty closely. And then looking at our low-end amounts and our high-end, what is possible amounts, we're looking at 3 inches of expected amounts in Stanley, and then possible amounts up to 10 inches. So just to give you a look at those two charts. Looking at Monday, our expected break in the weather pattern day, we have a couple of light showers possible in the central mountains and lingering over in Island Park as well, but just to show you that we're not expecting a whole lot of accumulations, just some light snow showers. Temperatures the next couple of days here, so we're looking at generally 30 degrees. It's pretty chilly today, so we're not looking at anything pleasant, I guess, for today. But here's a look at your high temperatures today. Warming up by tomorrow and again on Monday. So we're climbing into the 40s, mid-40s, low 40s for some of us tomorrow. And then by Monday, generally everybody is into the 40s to the mid or upper 40s. And a couple of us are even seeing 50-degree temperatures by Friday. So pretty windy conditions for today. Fairly substantial wind gusts around 55 miles an hour across a decent portion of the Snake Plain today and on those mountaintops. Winter weather advisories and wind advisories are in effect until this afternoon. Snow showers are possible in the mountains today before this next wave of moisture arrives later tonight and into Sunday. If you have any questions, as always, you can give us a call or you can email us, chat us any way you would like. We will answer your questions, and be safe. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.